Those raging wildfires. Reduced to ashes, homeowners finding nothing left. The devastating fires raging across the hills, destroying everything in their path.
I can't even see.
A state of emergency put in place with the all-out assault to fight the flames. Will the weather help the efforts to get the fire under control?
On the attack, President Trump lashing out overnight at Democrats, even as questions swirl about his own personal attorney. Is Rudy Giuliani still on his payroll?
Well, I don't know. I haven't spoken to Rudy.
What Giuliani is telling ABC News this morning.
Search for a suspect. The woman police believe snatched a 3-year-old girl from a playground.
I'm just so glad my baby was found.
The toddler found safe, and the questions police have this morning.
Close call, a car out of control, and a young girl's narrow escape caught on camera.
Frank, come here, come here! Frank, come here!
The quick-thinking bus driver credited with preventing what could have been a tragedy, speaking out about those horrifying moments.
And beer money bonanza. A guy's social media plea turns into a windfall for charity.
$3 million is pretty cool.
The multi-million-dollar check just donated after all that money poured in.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Who'd have thought a call for beer would bring in all that money for a good cause? Good morning. We begin with breaking news this morning. California's governor declaring a state of emergency for 2 counties because of raging wildfires. Those wildfires now turning deadly.
Some 100,000 people forced out of their homes, the result of at least 8 fires burning across the state. Dozens of homes have already burned to the ground. The good news this morning, some evacuation orders have now been lifted.
More encouraging news here as well overnight. Power has been restored to 98% of the 2 million people who were cut off because of wildfire risks. And this morning, firefighters are hoping to get some relief from the winds that have been fanning the flames. We have team coverage for you. Rob is standing by with the forecast. But first, let's go to ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, who's on the ground in Los Angeles. Matt, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Whit. Those winds were so ferocious that they sent embers hopscotching over valleys. At one point, this fire was torching over a football field a minute, leaving homes like this absolutely gutted. I want to give you a sense of how hot it was burning. Obviously hot enough to burn cars like this, but roof tiles just able to crumble like that in seconds. That's how hot it was baking, sending tens of thousands of residents in this community just fleeing into the night.
Overnight gusting winds continue to threaten the Los Angeles communities ravaged by fires. Evacuation order in place affecting nearly 100,000 residents.
I can't even see. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
So many displaced, the governor now declaring a state of emergency.
The declaration that I put forward directs all city departments to take whatever necessary steps, not only to fight this fire, but to accommodate the residents, so many who have been displaced because of this.
This morning, the Saddle Bridge fire is at least 13% contained, but it has already scorched over 7,000 acres. It felt like being in a blast furnace.
You feel the heat coming off that fire right now. It's powerfully intense, exploding right now with all that dry fuel. Virtually no humidity right now and a tremendous amount of wind.
Helicopters and air tankers flying over forests and fires in a full-on assault. The wind-driven fire already damaging over 30 structures, crews scrambling to save as many homes as they can. Authorities say one man died of cardiac arrest while he was trying to fight the fire himself. It's one reason authorities urged residents to leave the work to more than 1,000 firefighters in the area.
These winds and dry weather do present considerable challenges, so be safe. Safe with yourself, safe with your family. This is not a fire that you can fight in your home.
But many stayed, some using garden hoses to fight incoming embers while waiting for fire crews to arrive.
The embers keep flying, and so when it really hits a house, it can really start a neighborhood on fire. But I know they're busy, so the best we can all do and kind of work together.
And as the blazes pass, residents like Jerry and Maria return to what's left. They'd been here for over 30 years and paid off their mortgage just last month. Jerry tried to save his house, but it was gone in minutes.
You see these things on TV sometimes, homes burn, but you never think that it's going to happen to you, you know.
Now, we've been driving around this morning. The fires seem to have laid down quite substantially, but firefighters are not out of the woods yet. Red flag warnings still in effect through tonight with winds gusting at up to 25 miles an hour. You can still see behind me that it's breezy. And I want to give you a sense of what else they're battling here. It's the relative humidity, less than 5%. And to give you a sense of how dry that is, a dry sauna has humidity of 10%. Still, residents hope to be able to get back into these communities by the tens of thousands at some point today. Eva.
All right, Matt Gutman for us there. Let's go to Rob now for a check of the weather and how it is likely to impact this firefight. He's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana this morning, where they're hosting game day. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Eva. Well, no rain in the forecast, but the wind's dying down a little bit. Some improvement today, but the big improvement will come tomorrow. We still going to have pockets of critical fire weather conditions, more so from L.A. to Ventura counties and inland areas. The winds will be gusty, but it's really the humidity, and that's why the red flag warning is going to remain up through the rest of today in those areas. So let's talk about, we got the fire still burning. We have those offshore winds. It's a dry compression wind. The winds will slack a little bit, but that humidity, look at that difference between inland and the coast. Single-digit numbers again today, and that's through 7 p.m. That's why the red flag warnings are up. But then tomorrow we get that offshore wind really start to die down. We get a bit of a marine influence that will let those relative humidity levels recover, and that will help firefighters dramatically tomorrow. This all Santa Ana wind event is in response to this cold air that's come behind this snowstorm across the upper Midwest, and we have freeze warnings that are posted now from Green Bay all the way into Texas, and that cold front came through here yesterday with thunderstorms, and we cooled down dramatically here, even in South Louisiana, where they are hosting game day. We'll talk more about the game and the cold weather in just a few minutes. Back up to you guys.
Rob, thanks. We'll be back to you for game day throughout the show this morning. We're going to switch gears now, though, and turn to the latest in the impeachment saga. This story is moving with incredible speed. Here's what we know as we come on the air right now. According to the New York Times, President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, is now under federal criminal investigation over his work in Ukraine. Also this morning, the former U.S. ambassador to the Ukraine has testified before Congress, saying the president allegedly played a role in ousting her over false claims. And overnight, the president himself railing against the impeachment inquiry and the Democrats at a rally in Louisiana. We do have team coverage this morning. We're going to begin with ABC's Kira Phillips, who's on Capitol Hill. Kira, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Dan. Well, sources telling ABC News that the business relationship between Giuliani and the men charged in the campaign finance scheme is a subject of the ongoing criminal investigation. This, as the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, says the impeachment inquiry is now moving with a sense of, quote, urgency, and that there will be more witnesses and possibly more subpoenas.
The president's outspoken and controversial attorney, Rudy Giuliani, at the center of the Ukraine scandal, served with subpoenas tied to two men now under indictment for alleged illegal campaign contributions. President Trump now not clear on whether Giuliani still represents him.
Well, I don't know. I haven't spoken to Rudy. I spoke to him yesterday briefly.
But Giuliani telling me last night, yes, he is still the president's attorney. This as the former ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, told congressional investigators she was removed from her job after a year-long pressure campaign by President Trump and Giuliani. She told lawmakers she believed she was forced out because of, quote, unfounded and false claims by people with clearly questionable motives. Trump has made no secret of his disdain for the former ambassador.
But I heard very, very bad things about it for a long period of time. Not good.
In the July phone call with the Ukrainian president that sparked this impeachment inquiry, Trump called Yovanovitch bad news, later saying she was going to go through some things. Today, Yovanovitch, a career Foreign Service officer who has served in 6 administrations, said Giuliani was gunning for her.
It stems around the ambassador and the embassy being used for political purposes.
Claiming she was blocking his efforts to dig up dirt on 2020 rival Joe Biden. Her testimony coming just days after these two associates of Giuliani were arrested after trying to leave the country. Giuliani acknowledges they were helping in his investigation. This video from 2018 shows them laughing it up with Giuliani at the Trump Hotel.
See you in Ukraine soon.
Yovanovitch says those businessmen, quote, may well have believed that their personal financial ambitions were stymied by our anti-corruption policy in Ukraine.
All right, so much here. We're back with Kira Phillips, who's on Capitol Hill this morning. Kira, there's that report in the New York Times I referenced a few moments ago that says Giuliani is under a federal criminal investigation for his work in Ukraine. You've actually been communicating directly with Giuliani this morning. What is he telling you?
Yeah, that's right. I have been talking with Giuliani this morning, and I asked him about that report. He tells me no, that he has no knowledge that he's under investigation, Dan. And Giuliani also telling me no one from the Justice Department has contacted him about his associates who were arrested. He says that he has to presume they are innocent. He tells me that none of those facts make any sense to him, so he doesn't know what they mean at this point. He says the men have gone to Vienna at least 4 times in the last 2 months and have always returned. He says he has very good reason to believe they were returning this time as well, Dan.
Although they had one-way tickets. Kira Phillips on Capitol Hill. Kira, thank you very much. Whit, over to you.
And Dan, President Trump pulling no punches when he took aim at the Democrats overnight, as he also reported progress in ending the China trade war. ABC's David Wright joins us from the White House with more. David, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. The president is holding his head high, hammering out a growing list of grievances to the base. At a rally in Lake Charles, Louisiana, he trumpeted a tentative trade deal with China and also blasted the impeachment inquiry. For the second night in a row, President Trump sought to escape the dizzying developments back home to trot out on the campaign trail, where he denounced what he called
the unholy alliance of corrupt Democrat politicians, deep state bureaucrats, and the fake news media. There they are right there.
The president also had good news to share.
I just made a great China deal today,
claiming significant progress in trade talks with the vice premier of China.
There's nothing bigger than what we're doing with China, and we've come to a very substantial Phase 1 deal.
President Trump said the partial deal covers intellectual property, financial services, and some agricultural products. The talks may signal an easing of retaliatory tariffs on both sides, including a hike on $250 billion worth of Chinese goods that was set to take effect later this month. ABC's John Karl asked if other subjects came up in his talks with the Chinese.
Can you assure the American people that you did not bring up Joe Biden in these negotiations, that you have not brought up that with the Chinese?
I have not brought up Joe Biden. China can do whatever they want with respect to the Bidens.
As for the trade agreement, the president insisted this is just a handshake agreement for now. They still have to write the actual agreement, a process that could take weeks, maybe even months, Eva.
David Wright for us, thank you. And more changes in the Trump administration as Kevin McAleenan, the acting secretary for the Department of Homeland Security, announced on Friday that he is stepping down after 6 months on the job. McAleenan, a career law enforcement official who served in the Bush and Obama administrations, was tapped to stop the influx of undocumented immigrants entering the country through the U.S.-Mexico border. President Trump tweeting that McAleenan has decided he needs to spend more time with his family and explore the private sector.
And there is another urgent story this morning involving the Trump administration. It involves the escalating chaos in Syria, where the Pentagon says Turkish artillery fire exploded right near U.S. Special Forces. President Trump has threatened sanctions against Turkey for its offensive against the Kurds, but there really is bipartisan outrage on Capitol Hill about how the administration has been handling this situation. ABC's senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell is on the ground in northern Syria. Ian, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Dan, from what should be an elementary school in northern Syria. You can see Mickey Mouse there urging the kids to learn Kurdish and Arabic. But today, it's not a place of happiness and fun. It's a place where displaced families are having to do. They've got no food, they've got no medicine. There are 50 families crammed in here just with a couple of bathrooms. And crucially, they've got no water because the nearby water station was bombed by Turkey. Meanwhile, that bombardment is going on right now. This morning, Turkey pushing ever deeper into Syria with more strikes. A relentless attack on US-backed Kurdish forces who were critical allies in the fight against ISIS. The Kurds, much weaker, but resisting fiercely. One Turkish airstrike hitting a jail holding ISIS prisoners, allowing at least 5 inmates to escape. On Friday, Turkish artillery also exploding just 250 yards from an American Special Forces post on the border. The shelling so close, an official tells ABC News American forces considered firing back.
The Turkish military is fully aware
down to explicit grid coordinate detail of the locations of U.S. forces.
Turkey denying it opened fire at the American outpost, claiming the strike was in response to mortars fired by Kurdish fighters a half-mile away.
We're now just a few miles away from the front line. You can see the black smoke trails from Turkish artillery rising in the distance. The Turks say they've almost encircled that Kurdish border town.
US troops on Friday patrolling a few miles from another border town, also under Turkish bombardment. The first visible deployment of US troops since Turkey's offensive began on Wednesday. The escalating violence now forcing 100,000 people from their homes, packed into any vehicle they can find with whatever belongings they can load, fleeing the front line, but with few safe places left to run to.
Eva, I have to tell you, the stories that we're hearing from the families here are completely heartbreaking. Many of them are from this border town of Ras Al Ain that has been strategically fought over. And the Turkish military have just announced this morning that they have taken that town, which means they're going to press ever deeper and there are going to be more people desperately searching for homes. Eva?
Ian, thank you. And as U.S. troops have been pulled back from the border area of northern Syria, President Trump is sending an additional 2,800 Americans to Saudi Arabia. The Pentagon deploying fighter squadrons and 2 Patriot batteries and other aircraft to bolster Saudi defenses. This comes in response to last month's attacks on Saudi oil facilities that the White House has blamed on Iran.
A British newspaper is reporting that the parents of the teenager allegedly killed by the wife of a U.S. diplomat will fly to the U.S. on Sunday. American Anne Sekulis is accused of killing 19-year-old Harry Dunn while allegedly driving on the wrong side of the road in England. She has since left the country and come back to the U.S. The boy's family wants her extradited back to the U.K. to face charges.
In Connecticut this morning, a new twist in the case against Fotis Dulos, suspected in the disappearance of his estranged wife and mother of 5, Jennifer Dulos. His lawyers have filed a motion asking that his wife's medical records be released, saying he received a bill for a medical visit showing that Jennifer saw a doctor in July, almost 2 months after she went missing in May. This is the third time Dulos and his lawyers have asked for medical records.
Time now to switch gears and check in with Rob Marciano and the weather. He is in Baton Rouge this morning for game day. How you doing? Look how much fun you're having out there.
Great. What do you guys think about Jim? Well, they are psyched for GMA to be. I know you're a Gator. Okay, congrats on the big win, Eva. All right, but now the Gators are in Death Valley, are they not? These kids are ready. These kids are ready. Number 7, number 5, an epic matchup today. 2 good old boy coaches, high-powered offense, high-powered defense, but the offense of LSU, these kids think is going to win out. We got a little bit of a chill in the air here for South Louisiana. It's all in response to this epic snowstorm that's been rolling across the upper Midwest. North Dakota, fantastic D2 team there. They had some big-time snow overnight, over a foot there, over 2 feet in some spots, but 14 inches in Jamestown. And there you see the wind blowing the snow side. We still have blizzard warnings up for parts of North Dakota for the next few hours as the snow will come down. In some spots, they'll get another 3 to 6 inches on top of what they've already had. There's a snow, there's a low. Sliding east and south a little bit. Minneapolis getting a little bit of snow, probably not piling up too much, but this is all driving that cold air down to the south, and that's what we're feeling here. We saw temperatures drop dramatically here overnight with that cold front, and freeze warnings are in effect because of that. That's a quick check. This is what's happening weather-wise across the country and here in Baton Rouge.
I'm ABC 7's Steve Rudin in for Alex Liggett on this early Saturday morning. Temperatures are in the 40s and 50s right now, but we will eventually rebound into the 70s. Stormwatch 7 satellite radar, a few showers just off to the west of us, not going to amount to a whole lot. Your Saturday afternoon planner looks like this. Temperatures will be around 70 by the noontime hour, around 75 degrees by 3 p.m., and by 6 o'clock, hovering at just around 70 with a few scattered clouds. Sunset time at 6:34.
So psyched to partner once again with our family at ESPN. David Pollack right now doing a live hit. Game day happening here in just a couple hours away. The kids couldn't be more excited. Back to you guys up in New York.
The bad news is clearly Rob doesn't enjoy these assignments.
No.
You know,
I've got to bring up the energy a little.
I just want to point out Florida is the game day game of the week 2 weeks in a row.
Yes, we know you're superior. Yes, we're aware.
Congratulations.
Rob, thank you. We'll be back to you throughout